Thanks, Frank. I'm gonna pretend like I know what I'm doing now. So, flood hit August 28th. Was at its worst around 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And that was a Sunday. And then by Monday, folks were trying to figure out where they were at. And I can remember making the roundabout trip from Middleburg into Schoharie because the road was completely closed and still covered with water in a lot of places, and my brother-in-law, Jonathan Harper, to see how his childhood home had fared. And over the next several days, there were folks kind of rounded about, and Grand Street in Schoharie, if you're not aware, just has a very low spot. It's almost like a basin in Schoharie, and the creek is back behind it. And people's water lines were above my head inside their houses on their first floor in a lot of places. And I can remember standing there and just offering help whatever I could. I actually had a double-bladed axe, and I was helping tear out plaster and lath from these people's houses, and I've become known as Captain Axe Man. So I'll keep it, it's kind of cool. Blending like a comic book and everything. But I can remember standing on the corner of Grand Street and Johnson Avenue and kind of turning around a couple days after the flood had hit and seeing the dentist that I used to go to, Paul Howard's office, which was up to the rafters, and just thinking, I don't know what a dentist is unless I go to Dr. Howard's in Schoharie. Like, I don't know what it means to go anywhere else. I've been there since I have had memories, and I'm standing there looking at this beautiful piano that we had to drag out that will not be used again from the Meredith home, and right next door is my father's lifelong best friend, and we're hauling out sludge and mud and things that people preserved as their memories and nostalgia, and were now piled up and considered garbage by any onlooker. And again, piled up on Grand Street, and I started to think to myself and sink into this despair, thinking, where do we turn for help? Where are the answers? How do you look farther down the road, literally down the road, and there's no relief in sight. And this Mini Cooper pulls up, and out pops this girl that I have not seen literally in 16 years. Her name is Kelly Hotailing, and she's serving hot ziti with her mother. And moments later, I'm exchanging text messages with her about volunteers that she wanted to bring in from the outside from Albany that weren't affected. And where are the houses? And I said, honestly, come down and just knock on somebody's door and say, how can I help you? And moments later, literally within a few hours, I'm talking to another childhood friend of mine, Erin Coyle, who's actually here tonight, who's coordinating dozens of volunteers, and her brother, Matt Coyle, who was a fantastic wrestler in Schoharie. And I started to think, how do we do this when we do this together? We lived as a community, this tight-knit group together, and this is how you get through it, and you do it in the company of angels, just people. What a life walking up and down, how privileged I was to just walk up and down the streets and knock on people's doors and say, can I help you? And have people offering food and clothing the homeless. And I thought of this song. It's a song called Waiting on an Angel by Ben Harper. Sounds like I'm competing with Pinhead Susans.
Hope you come and see me soon, 'cause I don't wanna go alone. No, I don't wanna go alone. angel, won't you come by me? Angel, hear my plea. Take my hand, lift me up, so that I can fly with thee, so that I can fly with thee. And I'm waiting on an angel, and I know it won't be long to find myself a resting place in my angel's arms. Oh, in my angel's arms. So speak kind to a stranger, 'cause you never know. It just might be an angel who's knocking at your door, who's knocking at your door. And I'm waiting on an angel, and I know it won't be long to find myself a resting place in my angel's arms. Oh, in my angel's arms. I'm waiting on an angel, one to carry me home. Hope you come and see me soon, 'cause I don't wanna go